So as you guys know, the entire event with Charlie Kirk happened, right? Rest in peace. But I wanted to take a look at something a little further, okay? So I have to admit to you guys, I have been going down this little rabbit hole of conspiracy theories, and I really want to present them to you guys because holy crap, are these conspiracy theories unbelievably insane. Because apparently there was this predictive programming that was occurring as far as 30 years ago, and I want to show you guys how these guys are connecting the dots. So if you guys don't know, there is this film, it's called Snake Eyes, okay? And this is what it looks like. It's with Johnny Cage, or Nicolas Cage, sorry, not Johnny Cage, Nicolas Cage. It's titled Snake Eyes. You can see that this is the movie poster for it, right? This is Charlie Kirk here. So let's go over the details, okay? So in 1998, Brian De Palma film Snake Eyes is about a politician named Charles Kirkland who was assassinated by getting shot in the neck. Charles Kirkland equals Charlie Kirk, right? They're trying to draw the connection there. And this is where it starts to get a little crazy, okay? The assassination occurs during a heavyweight boxing match. The boxer who takes a fall during the film is named Lincoln Tyler. In Kirk's case, Tyler Robinson is the named suspect in custody, okay? They both have the name Tyler in their title. Now, before I continue on with the rest of the post, we have enough information to view this clip, okay? Because I want to show you guys a clip. So this is the clip. You can see that this is the politician. His name is Charles Kirkland. And you're going to see Charles Kirkland get eliminated by a rifle in the same exact spot that Charlie Kirk got eliminated. This is the politician. You can see that this is the boxing ring. Remember some of the details. It's the sniper rifle. It aims right for the guy. You can see that he's pointing the gun at this guy. And then right there in that spot is where he got shot. And they're drawing parallels to Charlie Kirk's assassination. Now there's more information, okay? The fight in the film occurs on September 10th, the same exact day Charlie Kirk's death, okay? So that boxing match that you guys witnessed on that clip, or in that clip, that took place on September 10th. And guess what other event took place on September 10th? Charlie Kirk's death. And it gets even weirder. Look, the film was shot on location at the Trump Taj Mahal in Atlantic City. Trump was a close ally of Kirk. The character Gilbert Powell in film was literally based on Donald Trump, according to IMDb. On the movie poster, Nicolas Cage is doing the same hand signal that Donald Trump and Charlie Kirk have been photographed doing. So as you guys can see down here below, there are two instances of Charlie Kirk posing with that gesture. There's one here, another one here. And then of course, Donald Trump, yours truly, is also posing with that gesture. The movie poster says, "Believe everything but your eyes." Now, I will admit that I'm not impressed. These guys are just taking very small bits of information and they're attempting to connect it. This is a fallacious form of reasoning that this person is doing, because obviously Tyler Robinson, it's a relatively common name. If you take a look at this, the name Tyler was extremely popular in the late 20th century, peaking in the top 10 for boys in the United States in the 90s, okay? Tyler Robinson, he was probably born sometime like during the 90s or perhaps in the 2000s when the name was still popular. Top 10 names for the boys. I mean, there's probably no surprise there. Another thing is that this person had his first name as Tyler, while Lincoln Tyler had his last name as Tyler. But you see how these guys are just making the connection like, oh yeah, two Tylers? Oh yeah, this definitely has some sort of connection. Another thing is that Gilbert Powell in the film was literally based on Donald Trump, according to IMDb. Like, Trump was all over the place during the 80s and 90s. And he was doing this strategically. He wanted to be seen as a successful mogul in the real estate business, which that's what he was doing. You know, he was going on all different types of shows, like I think it's The Sandlot. I think that's the name of the film. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Home Alone. I'm not surprised that there's a film where Trump is either insinuated to be in, or perhaps they're using his location. And then there's this one too, Charles Kirkland and Charlie Kirk. Listen, man, there's gonna be some things that are going to be close enough to coincidences, but this is not a coincidence. I mean, in the United States, there are many people that are named Charlie. There are lots of people that are named Charles. Kirkland and Kirk. Random events like this do happen. And the probability that this will occur is relatively high, but not impossibly high. Because I'm sure that there's thousands, if not millions of people that are named Charles or Charlie. I'm sure that if you were to pick out two people, eventually you'll end up choosing one Charles and one Charlie, or two Charlies and two Charles, So as far as this gesture though, like, it's a very, very common gesture. So many people do this gesture. I do this gesture. Andrew Tate does this gesture. Many people in the past have done this gesture. Like, it's a very common gesture. So I'm not surprised like somebody is posing with a gesture like this. So that takes care of the huge conspiracy theory behind the Snake Eyes situation. And then this person as well, you know, truth seeker, also in the movie, it was during a boxing match. Remember Trump's fight, fight, fight slogan? Like, holy crap, bro. Like, really? You're trying to draw a parallel to that? Like, you're trying to draw a connection to that? And then this person, oh my God, bro. Fight, 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 eat. Like, the word fight has 6 letters. And so look at this person. He's equating it to the 666 mark. F equals the 6th letter of the alphabet. Like, bro, like, this is some Gary the Numbers Guy type of shit. Using numerology to make your point. I made a video on Gary the Numbers Guy, and I debunk a lot of what he does in that video because he uses numerology, and I created my own numerology. We were using 9/11, and I was drawing connections, and I was showing people like, look, there's a connection here, there's a connection here, but I made that up. All I really did was just look for patterns that were similar, and I drew the connections. And they just so happen to make sense. All right, so let me show you guys like what I did here, okay? So first off, I gotta provide the context. This is Gary, the numbers guy. He's going to do his little magic, his little number magic. And then I'll show you guys what I did here, okay? So let's watch it. So Gary's gonna drop another priceless gem of wisdom. So let's take a look to see if this is gonna cost me more than my 2 cents.
And I remember it was September 11th. The first plane to hit the World Trade Center was Flight 11. The Twin Towers look like an 11 side by side. Both have 110 stories. I'm like, wait a second, what the fuck? New York City, 11 letters. New York's the 11th state in the union. The Pentagon, 11 letters. Afghanistan, 11 letters. They attacked Afghanistan 10/7/2001. Take out the zeros, 172, 111. Okay. I don't know what the fuck is going on at that point, but I knew something's wrong.
So once again, Gary is arriving to a conclusion based off of random data points to draw a phony conclusion. So let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of details from that faithful day in America. So as I mentioned before, he's using concepts such as apophenia, polysemy, sharpshooting to really draw conclusions around this entire 9/11 stuff. So let's go ahead and take a look at these details here. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the same concepts Gary uses to create his own conclusions and connections. So if you see here, there's a couple of numbers here. We got 93, 99, 8:46 a.m. Now you can say that the floor that got hit by the plane had 9s as the first digit. You could tie that back to flight 11, therefore 9/11. You can even add the first digits. 9 plus 9 equals 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9. 9/11. Or if you really want to get super creative, you could take the 8:46 a.m. and then add each individual number. 8 plus 4 equals 12. 12 plus 6 equals 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9. Therefore, 9/11. Now, if we move over to flight 175, you will see that most of the numbers here don't exactly line up to anything, you know? And we want these numbers to match 9/11. So if you take a look at these details, you will see that 175 doesn't exactly add up to either 9 or 11. 77, 7 plus 7 equals 14. 1 plus 4 equals 5. There's no 9. There's no 11 either. So we're going to go ahead and avoid this one because we can't have facts ruining our fun. If any of this made sense to you, I want you to understand you are unbelievably powerful because in order for your brain to not only understand, but to survive this entire saga of nonsense, you have to have plot armor thicker than Naruto's. What am I talking about? Okay, so there you go, bro. Like you just continuously add until you get like the number that you want. And the fact is that fight just so happened to have 6 letters in there in the word. F just so happens to be the 6th letter in the alphabet. But if F was not the 6th letter in the alphabet, they would never put this as fact. They would just leave the fight equals 666 and they will leave it there. And then there's this one too. No, it does not mean I love you. You can see that Erica Kirk here, she has like her hands in like a motion like this, where apparently they say that this is like a satanic sign because of the horns. And then some people do this, but others, like it's really common to see this hand gesture where like the thumb is out. Now you can see that there's like this little description here, and the things that they say in this little banner are absolutely insane. So let me go ahead and just read it to you guys. Horn hand. This gesture and its variations is a satanic salute of recognition between members of Satanism, Freemasons, and the Illuminati. Why are we still talking about the Illuminati, dude? Like Illuminati, they've been extinct. That was so like 2010, 2005. The hand gesture was made famous by Helen Keller and pawned off as the sign for I love you. It is anything but. Helen Keller was a follower of well-known Satanist and Freemason Helen Blavatsky and made famous for the now widely utilized hand sign language used worldwide, which is absolutely insane. Like, what are you talking about, man? So I asked the question, when did Satanism begin? Modern Satanism began in 1966 with the founding of the Church of Satan by Anton LaVey, who popularized a non-theistic approach to Satanism. The term Satanism was historically used pejoratively to label and discredit groups deviating from religious norms, particularly during events like the witch trials, but did not denote a self-declared religion until the late 19th and 20th century. Like, bro, like, what the hell are we talking about? So the person that apparently aided Helen Keller, that was a Satanist. Satanism didn't even exist until like 1966. And it states here that the term Satanism was historically used as a pejorative for people who were deviating from the norm of religion. So what do we got? Like, literally, these are letters that you do in sign language, which is why they put it together like this. And then it's just, I love you, you know? There's your explanation for that. Do you guys believe in any of these theories? Because if you guys do, I just have one question for you guys. What's Obama's last name? I'll give you a hint. It's not Barack. Anyways, guys, I'll go ahead and leave it there. You guys let me know what you guys think about this. Absolutely insane theories, man. Absolutely insane.